I want to welcome to the program my good friend Grant Stinchfield, of course, host of Stinchfield. Grant, you have too many jobs.
It feels like I have a lot of jobs.
You're on everywhere.
Los Angeles Radio, Morning Drive, the podcast, Stinchfield. Everybody follow, please. And then the Real America's Voice show, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, Stinchfield tonight.
I'm just grateful that you have the time to show up and,
you know, the original is right here. This is what I love.
This is the OG. I love it.
It really is.
I love it. It brings back so many, well, I'd say the fond memories before COVID. COVID. Also, I guess I'll introduce this guy. We have Sleeveless McGee.
The fans requested it, you know. I was like,
Jason
I'm
Buttrell.
for the fans.
I saw that they had been requested. Sleeveless. Yeah.
Like, we want Jason, but only without sleeves. I appreciate you guys being here. So
He asked me specifically to cover up my biceps so he doesn't look bad.
That's behind camera, Grant.
So I'm glad that you guys are here, especially on a day where the news is so heavy. It's so heavy. And obviously there are things that, you just can't make light because it just isn't. So I want to get into, I just obviously talked to Governor DeSantis. We talked about what's happening in Israel, but, we didn't really get into the specifics. Obviously, there's been a lot of confusion, even in Israel. There's this fog of war already where we heard reports that there was a northern large-scale attack happening on Israel's border. Then Israel said that's not happening. So a lot of confusing information has come out today. I want to toss it to you guys to just kind of give your thoughts on what is going on in Israel right now, and then I want to get into kind of some more specifics of it. Grant?
So I'd love to do what Ron DeSantis didn't do. I just listened to him on one of the big networks, and he didn't really give any real solution. They asked him, if you were president, what would you do with Iran? And he gave a runaround answer. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't want any endless wars. I certainly don't want Ukraine, and this is very different from Ukraine. See, Hamas terrorists and Hezbollah terrorists and ISIS and Al-Qaeda wish they were in the United States. And they would take your sons and daughters and they would march them to the beaches of the Atlantic Ocean. They'll lop their freaking heads off and they'll make you watch. Ukraine is two corrupt countries going at it that have really no effect on the United States. And under the premise that Putin is not going into Poland, I don't believe it, just as I do not believe this is going to cause World War III. I don't see China. Xi Jinping has such a public relations nightmare that he's not going to want this on his hands. This is the gutting of Jews. It's barbaric. He's not going to want that. What he wants is America caught up in a long-lasting war. So I will say this. You go in now, you go in fast, you go hard. America hits nuclear sites in Iran, fuel depots and fuel refineries in Iran, and maybe, as Mike Pompeo says, you take out leadership. All the while, special forces go in and get our American hostages back, let Israel go in and wipe Hamas out, and we be done with this in a few days. Not weeks, not months. Then we're not going to have to spend billions of dollars, more dollars to Israel. We take care of it now. I'm done with Iran. It's a bad country. Excuse my language, but I'm done with them. Oh, they're going to have a nuclear weapon 3 days from now, a week from now. Finish it. Every one of those nuclear sites, obliterate them.
Wow. That's very strong, strong language.
Somebody's got to lead. And not that I'm the guy to lead, but nobody's talking about this until recently. You heard Pompeo say take out leadership. Lindsey Graham, I hardly ever agree with him, but he was talking about taking out fuel depots. I say the nuclear sites. So
I just think it makes, I'm listening to that and it almost makes my stomach turn because I'm just thinking like, God, we're already, it feels like we've given all that we can give to Ukraine already and we're still hurting from that, it feels like. So the idea that we would be getting involved in something on that large of a scale.
But this is days. Not drawn out. If you do this now, Biden's saying, oh, we're going to support, we're going to send experts to consult and advise. Guess what? That's years. Experts consulting and advising and sending material over to it. Just finish it once and for all. Finish it and Iran can do nothing back. What's Russia going to do? They're tied up in Ukraine. They can't do anything. China's not going to do anything right now. China wants us tied up so we can go into Taiwan.
Jason, you agree?
I will agree that we're probably going to be forced into something like that in the very near future. And I put all the blame first on Obama and now on Biden, which I think...
You mean Obama 2.0?
Obama 2.0, yeah. I mean, you could even say 3.0 because this is his third, administration.
Right.
It really is. They have a tendency to legitimize, I think I said this on Monday, to legitimize the bad guys. And when you legitimize the bad guys, Ukraine, they're not good guys. They're not good guys. They're trying to convince everybody that they are, but as you pointed out, they're a corrupt nation. That's what that's all they are. So they legitimize them. I don't know what the ramifications are over that, say 10 years down the line, once we've armed them to the teeth and then brought them up. What will they be in 10 to 20 years? Who knows? Because they're not good people. They legitimized the Iranian regime. They give them billions of dollars. It seems like we give them we gave them $6 billion, then we gave, $235 million to the Gaza Strip and Hamas. I mean, these are not good people. When you legitimize bad guys, people die. What we're looking at right now is a very dangerous situation. So you mentioned that false alarm in the north. Well, what that looked like to me was there probably was Hezbollah UAVs. I'm just theorizing here. I don't know this for sure. But there were probably Hezbollah UAVs. When UAVs go up in systems as sophisticated as what's looking over Israel right now, it'll look like a mass of red because the computer is trying to project where the flight pattern is on those things. So it looked like there was tons of rockets being shot up all over the place, but it was probably probing UAVs. That's just my guess. That's because another front in this war is sure to kick off. So if the IDF invades the Gaza Strip, which they probably will, it's going to be a catastrophe. It's going to be absolutely a catastrophe. If you look at the satellite photos of what the Gaza Strip looks like right now, a lot of it's in rubble. What I see is about 5 million sniper positions. And that's what Hamas is counting on. The urban warfare is bloody, it's disgusting, it is catastrophic. That's what they're going into. Well, you're going to have Hezbollah, who's already said that they're going to get involved once that happens. So you're going to be having Hezbollah pushed down from the north, IRGC also from the north, but from the Syrian border. You just had the Hamas commander saying that they want Jordan, specifically Jordanians, to rush Israel on Friday, not only there, but in the whole world, but they want them to rush. Why? Because, they're coming in from what they call as the West Bank, but it's Judea, Samaria. They want them pushing in from that side. So you're almost every single side they want pushing on Israel. Yeah. Now, I think Iran is sitting back, and I'll stop filibustering here in a second, but what I think Iran is doing is going to sit back and look at this big, S-burger that they've created and see how Israel deals with it. Yeah. If it's probably how it's going to go and Israel does well, then Iran gets involved. How do they get involved? What if they shut down the two straits that are the most heavily trafficked for oil and gas in the world, which is the Strait of Hormuz and the Bab el-Mandeb Strait, which is why they got into Yemen. It's because they want to be able to shut down that strait. What happens when they shut those down? We have to respond.
I'm telling you, if I was sitting in the Oval Office, I would order exactly what I just said, and it stops everything from that happening because everybody looks at the United States and say, holy cow, they just did that to Iran.
They certainly would.
They would. Right. So you did that to Iran. They freaked out that Trump killing Soleimani was going to start World War III, and what happened? Everybody went quiet. Because with a bully, you got to punch him in the nose. It's the only thing they understand. We're now talking, we're not going to freeze this $6 billion. Why are you not freezing that instantly? The Biden administration covering for Iran, saying there's no indication that they were involved. There's no way they would have the amount of rockets and let Hamas to overload the Iron Dome. There's no possible way that Iran was not involved in this. You do that, you shut their money off. And how about we put sanctions on? We tell China, you buy any more oil from Iran, we're going to shut off some kind of trade. We'll start back issuing tariffs on your goods like Trump did. We'll hit them economically. You cut off the oil to Iran, just like to Russia. You cut off their ability to move. Iran got rich under Joe Biden, just like Vladimir Putin got rich under Joe Biden because of the oil prices going $100 a barrel. When bad actors are rich, what do? They do very bad things, invade Ukraine and go into Israel.
Did you guys see that Wall Street Journal article that said, oh yeah, there's a smoking gun, that they had a high-level Hamas official, high-level Hezbollah official that confirmed it, that they met in Beirut and Iran gave the green light. Yes. Okay, so are you telling me the very next day, the Wall Street Journal has better intelligence assets than both the CIA and the Mossad? Right. No. Right. The thing is that this is a leak from our intelligence or our DOD that's saying, okay, look, basically, yes, we know this. Iran, as if the rest of the world knows, Iran is behind this. But we're just putting this out there because the Biden administration is too effing gutless to put this out there because they're chasing a legacy foreign policy thing for Obama. That's it.
If you like that clip, there is plenty more where that came from. Click the link in the description below to subscribe to the News and Why It Matters YouTube channel to watch the full episode.